Test. 1, 2. Test, test, test.
Hello.
Hey, Jan, how you doing? This is Jesse Spots. I'm recording this. Are you okay with that?
I'm recording you too.
Cool. It's been brought to my attention by people. You're currently working on a smear campaign going through my clips to paint me as a neo-Nazi. Is that correct?
I'm going through your clips?
Yeah.
Dude, all you GDL people make up.
What's your?
Can
Can I ask you what's your accusation based on that I'm GDL? Besides the fact that I wouldn't come with you and Lloyd and research what you wanted to research. What's your claim?
We sent you the citations. You can check them or not. It's that fucking simple, dude.
You're accusing me as GDL and being a neo-Nazi.
Dude, you and Matthew and all the rest of you guys do that day you released your 11-minute hit piece on me. It was filled. Your chat was filled with GDL people applauding you.
How am I? Do you take personal accountability for everybody in your chat and in your comment section? Do you?
No, dude. Suddenly,
then I am.
Your chat went from normal, smart, intelligent people to suddenly them all being GDL.
Is that based on my loyalty to a fact?
Why are you guys lying about me in the first place?
Why are you in bed? Why are you in bed?
Why are you spreading lies about our research rather than checking the citation?
You're a confidential informant for the FBI and the Mormons. That's
a lie, dude. That is another lie. You keep on spreading lies.
I never said it.
Why don't you just check the citations?
Because it's a straw man argument you're doing for the Mormons. And you're
pissed. A straw man? What? You just make up lies, dude. A straw man?
You spent a week on Islam. You spent a week on Islam as a straw man so that people would have to come and talk about the Talmud.
Dude, we put a whole series on Islam.
And nobody cares. And nobody cares.
Are you dense? Are you dense?
It's called a straw man.
No, it's not called a straw man. We put out primary citations that anyone in the world can check.
And everybody's a neo-Nazi. Everybody who's not on page with you is a neo-Nazi.
You guys are the ones spreading fake quotes from the Talmud, and I said I was going to check them.
Tell me when I quoted the Talmud. When did I quote the Talmud?
Dude,
tell me one time I quoted the Talmud.
Do you know how many of those citations ended up true that we checked? 1 or 2 out of 60, Jesse.
So when the FBI comes to my house, comes to my house and you cite that I'm quoting the Talmud, what are you going to do?
Why would you warn me not to check the citations?
So I have law enforcement, and I'm currently writing letters as a safety net for this smear campaign that you're doing. This is your notification.
I heard you spreading that you know NLP, that you had special training and
comedy theaters. I went to a comedy theater. I told you my personal testimony. You sympathized.
Why are you and Matthew and the GDL spreading all these lies,
dude? You have a safety net through Mormons in California and the FBI, and that's your safety net. Alex is also tied to the Mormons, and we have the clip, and you guys are implicated together.
Dude, you guys can make up whatever delusional lies you want to make up, Jesse. You can't focus on any facts, can you?
Well, I just hope your smear campaign goes really well. I just wish you the best.
You're the one putting out hit pieces.
I put an explanation. I gave my explanation. I gave an explanation.
Dude, no, you didn't cite one single thing wrong with our research. All you said was, Jan is trying to mislead us.
Why
all you had to do was check the citations. Are you stupid?
Why did you try to send Mormons? Why did you try to send Mormons to Matt's house?
Dude, are you dumb?
Why are you trying to recruit?
All you had to do was check the citations.
Why are you trying to recruit Matt for the Mormons? Why is that necessary?
Dude, all I said was, Matt, we're going through checking the citations for the Talmud, do you want to check these with us? Do you want to speak to Lloyd about the research? Why is that so hard for you guys to figure out to check citations like any intelligent human being? You go around spread lies, you join up with the GDL group.
I haven't been recruited by anybody. It's all based on rhetoric and reason. I would have been discredited if I associated with you any longer.
Dude, all you had to do was check our citations, you freaking genius.
And now I'm a Nazi.
Dude, are you? You're joined up with the GDL.
I don't know. Let me check. Let me make sure I still have my hair and I'm not a skinhead. Let me make sure Edward Norton's not curb stomping people outside. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not a Nazi.
All you have is lies that you're making up. All we did was publish primary citations. You could have spoken to Lloyd too. You guys refused, and you started doing hit pieces.
How do you do with yes or no questions?
You're so invested
Are
in
you
your
connected to the FBI as a confidential informant?
Am I a confidential informant? No, sorry. That's fucking stupid.
Okay.
Why are you spreading lies everywhere?
I'm asking you. That's why I went directly to you.
Dude, I tried to contact you and Matthew for weeks to check the citation.
About a holy war in the Middle East. Why would we want to get in the middle of a holy war in the Middle East between Islam and Jews? Why would we want to do that?
You're the one spreading all the lies against Jews. All I said was we're going to check the citations. You warned me not to, like a chicken shit. I thought you were a Christian.
Is that why you told me that Alex Jones was dirty and then 2 weeks later you're on his show? You wouldn't give me his contact info.
I didn't even talk about it on his show. His producer called me.
Yeah, I'm a crypto-Islamicist, right?
I have the text. Dude, do you understand what Islam even is?
I can only pick one. I can only pick Islam or Judaism. I can't expose both. That's the dialectic that you're creating.
Dude, that's the problem.
That's a Hegelian dialectic.
Dude, you're delusional.
You're creating a Hegelian dialectic, and you're willing to pull the feds in based on a straw man.
Why
are you cussing?
Jesse, shut up a minute. If you had a brain, you would have checked our citations. All of the Talmud quotes are fake.
But now I'm a neo-Nazi. I didn't check the citations, so now I'm a neo-Nazi.
Dude, you're spreading lies about me.
You now have to find the worst things I've ever said to paint your narrative, and that's the only way you can get out of it. You've been backed into a corner. I have to be a neo-Nazi.
You delusional fucking whatever you're doing, dude.
Well, whatever you're doing, you're about to turn me into a folk hero, so I wish you luck. Now, I told you where the people were. I had my finger on the pulse of the people. That's all that happened.
Dude, you and your fucking GDL pals have done like 35 hit pieces in a month. What are y'all covering up? Why can't any of you...
Who am I associated with?
Why can't any of you deal with our citations?
You did a show with Halsey English. Is it fair for me to call you his partner? Is that fair? That's not fair.
I did a show with him, and I haven't spoken to him since the interview.
So when have I done a show with the GDL? When have I appeared on a stream with the GDL?
Dude, I see him all over your stuff.
In the comments.
Accusing me of every one of their lies.
So what, I have to block these people, or I'm a shit?
Dude, it's clear that Matthew North, your buddy, is GDL, now going to Trump rallies screaming, Jew.
Would it be better if he was a Mormon?
Dude, what do you have against Mormons?
Mormons are afraid. Mormons love bombed. Mormons came to your house. They helped you move in. They love bombed you, and they are Freemasons. Mormons are Freemasons. They're a Freemasonic cult, like Scientology. You and Lloyd can do a whole series on that, and anybody who doesn't join that is a what? Anti-Semite.
If you got a brain cell in your head, is check the citations and prove them wrong, and show that it's a Hegelian dialectic.
Do you have a brain
to check on-screen citations?
You're saying choose one. Islam or Judaism. That's a dialectic.
What did we say in the shows?
You said anybody who cites the Talmud, you're saying the Talmud is not of the synagogue of Satan.
Listen, genius, we did a series on Islam, and we did a series on Judaism.
You had to do the series on Islam first as the straw man was being constructed. So that you could say anybody, you said everybody has to come through my sales funnel.
Dude, a straw man is a false argument. We use our own primary citations. Open a book.
That the whole internet would have to come to like a funnel or be labeled as neo-Nazis, that the FBI would come do visitations. You dox somebody live on air. That's not going to earn you points with anybody. People care about privacy.
You fucking did it to me, and then I called you out 2 weeks later.
What did I dox you on? What private issue did I dox you on?
Dude, you said you put out a video on me.
You named somebody's address.
I have distanced myself. John is delusional and unhinged and blah, blah, blah.
That's doxing you?
Because he's checking primary citations. And I warned him not to go upstream. Dude, we put out
are you under the impression... Are you under the impression that these people don't have logic and rhetoric that they're using, that they're all part of a secret network? This is all just based on... This is all based on logic and rhetoric and reason.
Jesse, do you have a clue that we base everything on primary documentation that anyone can fact check? And then you go out lying about me? Did you contact me before you started spreading your bullshit?
That would have implicated me as a CI and as a Mormon, and I didn't want that.
Because you were actively a Mormon? Dude, you're fucking delusional, dude. See? Now you think I'm an FBI informant?
Yeah, you have a safety net. You have a safety net with somebody. You have a safety net. Other people don't have a safety net. It's irresponsible.
Dude,
it's irresponsible.
A safety net. Really? I've got my show and me and my family, and that's it, dude.
And your deacon.
You know? My deacon. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
I know that California is a very isolating place. There aren't a lot of options. But look, man, to a lot of people, the Mormons are synonymous with Freemasonry. And the Mormon secrets are coming out. There are temples. There's video footage from inside temples.
You're reaching for anything to deflect from the fact that you couldn't deal with primary citations that we put on screen.
Well, that's your argument, and whatever you put out, it's got to be based on that. When you do a character assassination on me, when you smear everything I've ever said and paint me as a neo-Nazi,
you hypocrite.
Which
NLP-using psycho, that's what you have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you called me. Right now, that's why you're recording it. So that you can spread lies because you are incompetent to deal with the on-screen citations that we put out.
Do you think you've made a good case?
Your narrative is Jew, and if anybody questions your stupid narrative...
It's a doctrine. It's not a race.
Dude,
it's a doctrine.
I debunked the stupid Talmudic doctrine, you idiot. Fact check it. I sent it to you. Why couldn't you fact check the citations I sent to you?
That this is a good representation of your side? Are you happy with this conversation?
Jesse, are you happy that you have to resort to making up lies?
Yes. No. I'm happy that I'm sitting here paranoid. I'm paranoid that the FBI is going to visit me based on some patsy story that you feed them.
Really, dude?
I think you're out there creating patsies.
Why don't you just check the citations I sent you and Matthew 3-4 weeks ago? Or are you too stupid?
Well, somebody who goes out calling everybody CIA, who's tied to Freemasonry and the FBI, I'm sure everything's founded on perfect truth and research.
That's a Freemasonry and the FBI.
All you've done is deny. All you've done is deny. That's all you've done. People have primary evidence.
What primary evidence do you have?
People where the FBI showed up at their house on your behalf.
What people are these?
Steve Outram has the whole paper trail now. You realize that you actually got me to empathize.
Outram has the whole paper trail now. You realize what you're saying? Now you're going by what Steve Outram says?
Yeah, video.
Really?
If Steve can post a video of the FBI visiting somebody's house at your behest, yes.
And whose house did the FBI visit on my behalf, dude?
All right, just as long as I don't get a visit. That's all I'm doing with this phone call.
Answer my question. Whose house did the FBI visit that on my behalf, and Steve Outram, the troll of trolls who's been doxing me and spreading lies for months, who ran trolls against me for 3 years,
I think he's by the way. I'm not siding with him. I was about to tell you that I agreed with you that he didn't add up. You've got me actually empathizing with this guy because you're out there claiming everybody's a neo-Nazi.
Right, dude. So you're spreading the do lie. You just quoted the fake Talmud quotes that I sent you the document on a month ago that proved you wrong, and you're citing it again, and you just can't admit, wow, all of these citations are actually fake. Well, if these are fake, what's the true narrative? Don't you think that's the next logical question?
Why are you forcing everyone in the world into your logical question? That's the dialectic.
I'm forcing people by putting out shows. Are you dense?
Yeah.
Dude, I put out research. That's what I've always done. I fact-check the citations. That's what my show has always been about.
You have to be extremely careful with this guilt by association thing. People in the comment section does not equal...
quotes like you warning me to don't dare to swim upstream and check them.
What's a fake Talmud quote that I ever fed you? I was never interested in that. I talk about the Pardes.
And all of you are lying. Interesting.
Okay, you're lumping me in. You're just lumping me in with all these people, and it's not an actual action or behavior.
Dude, are you not the one who warned me not to swim upstream and check the citations?
You're proving your NLP. You're using NLP as a dialectic.
I'm using logic.
This is obviously a patsy scheme that you're constructing with somebody.
Dude, did you warn me not?
At what point are you going to team up with the mainstream media to start painting us all as mentally ill, handicapped neo-Nazis?
Did you warn me not to check the citations? Yes or no?
I never said not to check the citations. I said you're going to take. I said you're taking your victory with Joe Rogan and you're throwing it in the trash by going on a very controversial topic that a lot of good people are going to argue with you about. You're going to ruin my reputation and Matt's reputation because the people have their finger on the pulse of this thing. It's not about whether they like me. It's not about whether they like you. You think you can change somebody's ideology with a spoon? You think you can change an ideology with a spoon? Have you ever radicalized somebody?
Jesse, are you fucking dense, dude? We checked the citations we provided them. All you had to do was click the links I gave you and read each quote.
And now everybody who didn't is a neo-Nazi. I understand.
Dude, do you get that the GDL is tied to neo-Nazis like Patrick Little, who's calling for genocide?
What does GDL stand? What does it even mean? What's the acronym?
Oh, dude, don't play stupid now.
What is it? Defense League? So it's
that.
Like Anti-Defamation League? Okay, so what they actually have lawyers and they're set up with bank accounts and they're going after people and they're persecuting Christians. Are they suing Christians? Are they bombing people in Syria? Are they using money to create Glenn Beck media empires?
Shooting in San Diego a couple weeks ago. Let's go back to this. You're deflecting and citing Steve Outram. Who did the FBI show up to, buddy? Let's talk about that.
I was bringing up Steve Outram to create something that you and I have in common. We did not trust this guy.
Oh, so you're trying to use NLP or just using the deflection and you won't tell me?
I'm telling you that your guilt by association,
Don't you think if the FBI
is isolating you?
Someone, they would just show up?
all your enemies find each other so quickly because you isolate them and you lump them together using guilt by association.
Oh, I do it. Oh, okay. Brilliant.
Was my 11-minute video really that unfair to you, Jan?
You couldn't even address one single point that we got wrong, could you, Jesse?
Because that would have painted me into your corner using the dialogue.
Oh, okay. Checking citations. So you're worried not about truth and facts, but what everybody thinks about truth and facts. Brilliant, dude.
And the fact that it would come out that you're tied heavily with the Mormons, yes.
That I'm tied heavily with the Mormons. Okay, brilliant, dude.
They're love-bombing you.
Facts and truth.
They're love-bombing you, and they're indoctrinating you. Yes.
You're more concerned with the lies that enhance some truth and the GDL are spreading than you are with fact-checking citations. That says more about you than it does about me, dude.
Okay. So I've got all the information, I guess, about where you're headed with this. I wanted to make sure for myself.
Yeah, you got all the information. Dude. We're checking the citations. We're checking the fake calendar quotes.
So at what point do I get labeled as a skinhead?
Dude, why can't you just admit that you were wrong about the frickin' Talmud? I sent you the citations. Why not just say, wow, there's a lie going on here, and since I claim to be a Christian, maybe I should expose this lie. Never mind the potential agenda there of divide and conquer.
You know damn well that with things going on in Iran right now, people aren't all just going to switch gears to what you want to research.
Dude, who asked anybody to switch gears?
You did. You are right now. You asked Matt, you asked me. Everything we did with Joe Rogan.
Look at the citation. Now you're saying I'm asking everybody to switch gears. I sent you a document with primary citations. You were incompetent to read it and check them and think, oh my God, it's all a lie. That's it.
Judaism is structurally fraudulent. It's set up as a pyramid scheme just like Freemasonry. Freemasonry has its roots in Judaism.
Okay, dude. I'm not a Freemason. I'm not a Jew. I'm not with the FBI, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Stop with your fucking lies.
All right, good night, Jan.
Do you know that Judaism is based on the Torah? Do you know what the Torah is? It's the Old Testament. The Bible.
I think a lot of people would agree with you on that, but they're not going to try to legitimize the Talmud to make that point.
Try to legitimize Talmud. You know that the Talmud is simply a law book? And you are the one spreading lies. Dude, I checked all 60 of the fake quotes. They don't exist. The ones that do exist are taken entirely out of context. As you know, I sent you the document. You could have clicked on the links to check each quote directly in the Talmud.
It would have implicated me in whatever you're doing. I did not.
It would have implicated you in using your brain to check citations that admitted you were wrong.
I apologize to you for any harsh language or anything that you
felt
that I transgressed.
All you've done is lie to me when I came to you as a friend and fellow Christian.
I never lied to you.
Dude, you lied to me. You could have hit peace on me. All I did was ask you to be a Christian and stand in truth.
I would have lost 50 friends.
Oh, so you're more worried about what the world thinks than
you're moving goalposts.
You've shown your true colors.
No, I don't think you are a Christian. I think you're a Mormon. Good night.
Dude.